students. So I know it's almost spring break, get on with it, right? So here's a couple things that I just wanna lay out there too. Most of your principals have mentioned something about Canvas as a learner management system being used for us in Galena schools. And I will tell you that two things about us going to Canvas. Number one, the decision-making process. And number two, the implementation process of Canvas coming into Galena schools is nowhere near what I would ever hope for a decision-making process and an implementation process. I believe that the circumstances put us in a little bit of a unique situation, and as an admin team and as the conversations would go, honestly, we just want to make sure that appropriate tools are available, that as you imagine and create what connecting with our students and providing some of these learning opportunities might look like and sound like, that we have those tools available. And when I think about Canvas itself, because there really aren't that many LMS or learner management systems that K-12 schools are having great success with across the country. There's really only a couple of them, but it is one of those. But Canvas as an LMS links very smoothly with PowerSchool that we use for a student information system. Potentially, there would be a number of our staff members who have taken courses at Pitt State recently. That's the learner management system that Pitt State uses, so there may already be some familiarity with that. And I'm very aware of the units of instruction and the support for teachers that are already available in Canvas that we all will be able to access in that or with that. So the I guess another piece of the announcement that principals maybe have shared is that if you would go to Canvas, in fact, I will put it on the message here. It's canvas.instructure.com. If you would go to their website, you can create a free account. And if for some reason, I'm not telling you to, you don't have to, it's just there if you would want to do that. But if for some reason you wanted to play around and start to get familiar with that, anything that you would set up in a free account will be transferable into the paid account when that comes online. I also know that there are some amazing bridges of communication that you've already established with families. Some of you are using, for example, maybe Seesaw in some of the elementary buildings and things like this. Canvas, we're not bringing it and saying you have to use it. It is not a mandatory you're using Canvas. It's simply a tool that's available for you if you do want to do that. A couple other things that I'm anticipating as possible questions. What are our expectations as a district for you over spring break? One, Derek, is get home from the beach safe and sound. Appreciate that background scene that I think that's a background scene that you've created. We'll go with that. But, some of the expectations over spring break are stay away. Let our maintenance staff continue and finish the sanitation of the buildings. And then starting on March the 30th, if you choose, the building will be accessible for you to come in. Our admin team is very, determined, firm on the fact that the activities that we will ask you to do will all be set up in a way that can be handled remotely from school. So in no way do we want anyone who feels like your individual health is compromised and at greater risk with this particular virus, or if you have personal situations with family members or other people that you're closely related to or you're providing care for, that would increase your risk. In no way do we want you to feel like we're making you come to campus. We want to make it where anything that you would need to do for the continuous learning plan, et cetera, will be something that can be handled remotely, which is a lot of trying to provide the tools that come into this. Now, for those teachers who do choose to come into the building starting on Monday, March the 30th, and keep in mind that availability is only based on like some new news item not shaking our world and changing it. It's as it stands right now at 3:12 p.m. Friday, March the 20th, right? 2020. So this could all change. But if for some reason you are among those who will come into the building, we strongly urge you to pay attention to the social distancing rules. And as they are currently, it's no more than 10 people in any particular space, and within that particular space, always maintaining that 6-foot rule. And a third item is constantly paying attention to the to good hygiene. So no, it was an inch away at least. So I didn't really lick my finger, but no licking your fingers and sorting through the papers and things of this nature when you do that. We also know that a lot of our students and parents are very concerned about picking up personal belongings. And while we don't have a concrete plan for how that's going to look, that plan, that final plan, will be developed the week of March the 30th. Many of you may be part of that conversation in your building, and we would anticipate opening that up for our students and our families to be able to do that April 6th. So we would anticipate that they would be able to start doing that the same date that we look for day one of the official, the official start of our continuous learning plans that many of you have already been working with your students a little bit, keeping them engaged in the process. So with that, I will pause and I'll kind of check on I'll watch the chat. What are some questions that you might have for me at this point that you would like to share?